Welcome to the St. Louis Syndicate. I'm Nate Blackson. That's Brandon Lewis. Soon to be dad, Brandon. We were just having that conversation. A couple months
Absolutely.
away, and Brandon's doing shopping right now. So, anybody out there in Sandman Nation that wants to send diapers his way, we will post his address next week. Brandon's got a little one coming, and the plan is, Brandon, right, to just to get the little bouncy seat set up right next to you so you can just drink your bourbon or tequila, have the little one drink the bottle, and then watch football for both of you. And it'll just start now and end 50, 60 years later.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get him a pair of those headphones they have little kids wear to concerts so that when I'm screaming at these absolute horseshit bets that I'm making, I don't damage his ears in any way.
Like the old Vince Vaughn movie, earmuffs,
Yeah,
earmuffs.
yeah.
Can't
Only
hear that
instead of
kid. Sorry.
words, it's gonna have to cut down on the concussion of my voice.
That'll be awesome. What's going to really happen though is that you're going to have two or three TVs, with a couple of them actually being on Disney Channel, and the Nickelodeons, and you'll have the
Oh, well
small one
here.
for you. Yeah.
Here.
Oh, here we go. Oh, look, a big
That's
one.
you see
That's
that one that's turned sideways?
that's going to be
Uh
great for
that's
Nickelodeon.
my second one right down there, and then I've got another TV base up here that swings out, and I put it so I can watch both national broadcasts on the side TVs, and
Nice.
and then put a four box on the projector. So yeah, we're gonna turn that bottom TV into whatever he's into.
Yeah.
He's gonna get to watch that, and
Dad,
then
Thomas
we'll
the
be able to run
Train.
that four box.
Thomas the Train, Dad, or
Yeah, why? Whatever he's into, he's gonna have a whole TV just to himself.
That's awesome. I love it. Well, hey, last week's picks, Brandon. Here we are. Your son will be proud of you, taking me down again. 2 out of 3, where I only scored one. I took the Monday night squeaker with Buffalo. Your Detroit Lions absolutely browbeat the Dallas Cowboys. That was so much fun. I'm actually thinking about offering up my services as a fan to any team that wants. I'm gonna have to sell a lot of mini helmets that are cowboy autographs and find somebody else who can at least keep it competitive. In all my years, I've never been so utterly embarrassed to have the Dallas Cowboys as my team. But there's always next week. I feel like a Cub fan.
Well, yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? Like, I don't have a football team, but I had to live through the Cardinals this year, and got to just watch that, end to end, wire to wire, the team underperforming, and I know exactly how that ends up going down.
One of these days, we'll have to have a podcast or a video clip on what we think about baseball and what's going on. Baseball season's fun right now with the Yankees and the Mets are kind of beating on the Dodgers a little bit, and maybe we could have a baseball session as well. But
Yeah.
definitely, we would be tear in my beer with the Cardinals because they are atrocious. But on to something a lot more fun. This week's picks. Detroit, Minnesota. What's your opinions there?
I wanna fade Sam Darnold, right? But it just seems like they've got this kind of figured out. I don't know. Look, if Detroit was really better than they were, they'd end up favored. So I gotta just stick with what we've been watching. Assume that Detroit can't go out there and just run amok on a team that has a cohesive defense. And I think 1.5, or what are we up to, like 2.5 even. If you get under the three, it feels like them at home. Detroit's ready to have like a above average week instead of a superhuman week. That's pretty much as much enthusiasm as I can work up for Sam Darnold.
I love it. I will tell you this though, and the way I look at this, after watching the beating occur, it was kind of what I expected the Lions to be doing all along. I kind of feel like this is a team that's starting to hit all cylinders. The loss of Aiden Hutchinson was just horrific, and I
Oh,
hate to see that break. But I don't think they're gonna miss as much as you think. He was leading the league in sacks, I believe, or at least number two. That's
Yeah,
going to hurt. It's going to be hard to replace that kind of pressure. But their offense is still hitting on all cylinders. Montgomery's running like a man on a mission right now.
that's for sure.
Gibbs is no joke. I just look at this and say the 1.5 tells me that if they think that Detroit's better if they run a neutral field. So
Well,
because it's in Minnesota, we know that this home field advantage thing over the years has gotten less and less. And
they do say that Minnesota is one of the last stadiums that has a true home field advantage, though.
I
So
think it's designed like a
it's a
soccer field. It's kind of smaller on top of you.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, at least it's going to be a fun game. I
Yeah.
don't think that this is going to be one team blowing out the other team. So at the very least,
Early in the
we should
week,
get a good game out of this.
yeah. Early in the week, I'm on the Lions. I could get my mind changed as I kind of continue to do reviews and my numbers tweak, but for now, I'll go with that. Kansas City, San Francisco. We're both all over Kansas City here. I don't think this is as much disrespect to San Francisco as it is the historical respect for Andy Reid coming off of a bye and the fact that he's had this team's number. I think it's that simple.
Yeah. I Reed's always ready, and if I'm getting points with a top one or two team, depending on where you put Kansas City versus Baltimore, but I think Mahomes figures out how to deal with it and does what they need to do.
Yeah. I think at some point in time, Kansas City's going to have to lose. They're not going undefeated. They're not the 72 Dolphins. And this could be a spot for that loss. Um, but I don't know coming off a bye if I believe that that's in their cards this year. So now, when you talk about top two teams, and we mentioned Baltimore, our next game is Baltimore Tampa. So is this more of a points play for you at the 3.5? Um,
Yeah,
is that what I'm feeling? Because to me, I'm getting to the point with the way this season's going, is I'm taking the better team in these situations that are non-divisional.
the 3.5 still just worries me. You had Baker catch some bad breaks last week. And we've seen a lot of teams that hit those bad breaks this year just kind of fall apart.
Yeah.
And he came right out there and just kept throwing, and they ended up whipping New Orleans. And while I'm very worried about Baltimore being the best team in the league, they're going to run the ball.
Yeah.
Vita Vea is going to be there in the middle
Yeah.
to, plug up some of the holes in the defensive line. And Baltimore, just 3 weeks ago, all we could talk about was they let teams back into games.
Yes.
So you get the 3.5. Okay, I'll take the 3.5.
Yeah. Take the hook, man. And I think that that's not a terrible play. And once again, this is a Monday night game, as I navigate my plays for the week and see if there's any more information that comes out, as long as everybody's healthy. I think Mike Evans had a little bit of an injury last week in a game, though I haven't seen him on the injury report this week. But little details like that will actually go a long way when we take a look at who to play on Monday night. But for now, I'm going to go with the better team. You're going to go with the hook. I like it.
Yeah,
Another fun game I kind of put over in the bottom left corner here is Houston Green Bay. It didn't make our top three pick board, but I'm my wife's a Green Bay fan. I've been up there. I think it's hard to win in Green Bay. I think that Houston's going to have their work cut out for them because Green Bay is kind of starting to come on a little bit and do what I thought at the beginning of the season. That being said, man, you said it earlier, man. Houston's taking care of business. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing.
they are. Hey, there's something about I can't figure out. Obviously, I'm 10 games under 500 this year, so um, that's frustrating. But you watch both these teams and you go, Green Bay's got the better offense. Green Bay's got the better defense. They're at home. We're under three. Jordan Love's only going to get more comfortable as he heals more and more. Dobbs came back and seemed fine. I just go, all the green lights are just pointed the one direction. So if Stroud can go outside and whip it around to these wide receivers, more power to him.
Yeah. So I feel like though when you get all the green lights pointing in one direction,
I know.
that it's time to fade.
I
Um,
know.
so I'm gonna watch this close as the week evolves and see if there's any news that come out that will make me change my mind off of Green Bay. But
Yeah.
all the green lights to me mean you might need to fade this because they're baiting you. I hate trap plays, and this feels like a little
Uh-huh.
bit of a trap play.
Yeah. Sure does.
So
I don't know why that's not pushing to the three, but it's not. And, you know, maybe it will later this week. And then the 2.5 will look really good.
yeah, but right now it's just not. So monitor that one. That's a fun one. Green lights. By the way, if you are not a fan of Audible and listening to books being read to you, Matthew McConaughey's Green Lights is a tremendous book to listen to. He is an awesome storyteller. I don't know if he says it's a true story.
Really?
I don't know if it is. Green Lights. I'm telling you,
Interesting.
I listened to it. I got another buddy that I referenced it. He's listened to it twice. Trish listened to it. Trish is my wife, Sandman Nation. She loved it. McConaughey dialogues it himself. The guy's crazy. Great listen.
I do like his speaking cadence.
Yes.
So that should okay. I'll have to give that a try.
No,
I'm always looking for new stuff to listen to.
dude, this is a good book and it's a good story. So, listening to him gives you a newfound respect for him, even though he's a little crazy and has done some crazy things. He gives you a little background into that, and I kind of like it. So, that's my recommendation for all of you. If you're looking for a good read, don't read it, listen to it on audiobooks. So,
I love it. It's a great idea.
all right. Good luck with your picks, guys. Week 7, here we go.
Here's everyone.